Okay. How many of you joined today? Ma'am, today is my first class. How many of you have joined today, guys? Today is your first class. Good. Okay, no problem. Guys, we have not started with any of the concepts still. Okay. So we were just discussing about the selenium contents. We were just discussing about introduction to automation, all these things. So we have not started anything with respect to selenium yet. So you can start from now. Okay. You guys can start from now. Okay. Done. Done. Can we start? Can we start? Can we start? Okay. Now, people who joined today, I'm going to give you the backup class because from tomorrow onwards, they will not allow any newcomers to join the class. Okay. So, people who have joined today, I'm going to give you the backup class. We are going to give you a backup class tomorrow. Are you understanding? So backup class will be given to you guys tomorrow. Okay. So please continue. Please continue today's class. Please continue today's class. Okay. And 1 second. Look at my screen. Look at my screen. So guys, today we are going to start up with introduction to Selenium. We're going to start up with what? Introduction to Selenium. Introduction to Selenium. So we are going to start up with Selenium today from today. Okay, introduction to Selenium. We are going to start up. So I want everybody to newcomers. Please don't write anything. Please don't write anything. Okay, so we are going to learn. I'll give you time to write it down later. I'll give you time to write it down later. Okay, newcomers. Newcomers, okay? I'll give you time later. I'll give you time later for making a note. Are you understanding? Are you understanding? Okay, please concentrate now. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Okay, please concentrate. I'll give you time for you to make a note later after the class. Okay, now tell me everyone. So we are going to start up with introduction to Selenium today. So tell me guys, what is Selenium?
Selenium is a open source tool to validate the web applications of different
Okay,
browsers.
keep telling, keep telling. Okay,
Uh,
next.
Selenium is the
Next,
open
what else?
which helps to test websites in multiple browsers.
Selenium is a functional automation tool.
It is an open source test automation tool.
Tool to validate the web applications.
Okay, stop. Okay,
Selenium
so
is an
almost
open
you guys
source
have
web
told the right
application.
answer only. Now look at my screen, everyone. Everyone. So almost you guys have told the right answer. Now let me tell you. So what is Selenium? So Selenium is nothing but it is an open source. It is an open source, open source, okay, web application, web application test automation tool. Test automation. So what is Selenium? Selenium is an open source web application test automation tool. This let's try to understand every one word in this. So, what do you mean by open source? So, what is the meaning of open source? Let's try to understand. Open source means what, guys? What do you mean by open source? Open source means we can see the source code. We can see the source code. Okay, we can download it, and also we can customize it. Customize it. Okay, so we can see the source code, we can download it, customize it. Customization means what? We can modify the source code. If you feel like, no, this feature can also be developed like this, you can give an input to that, so they can customize to that. Okay, now next thing, what is the meaning of web application? Next is what? Web application. What is the meaning of the word called what? Web application. Anything you can access it via internet, or you can also tell any application, any application that that opens that opens or launches launches through browser. Any application that opens or launches through browser, those are called as web application. Example, facebook.com, gmail.com, flipkart.com, amazon.com, myntra.com, naukri.com, etc., etc., etc. Okay, any application that launches or opens through browser, those are called as what? Web application. Those are called as what? Web application. Next comes to your test automation. Next comes to what? Test automation. So, what is the meaning of the word called test automation? Okay, performing the testing of the application. Performing what? The testing of the application. Testing of the application automatically. Performing what? The testing of the application automatically without any manual interventions. Without any manual interventions. Okay, this is called as test automation. Understanding? So we are testing the application automatically. Okay, we are testing it without any manual interventions is called as test automation. Is called as test automation. Tool. What is the meaning of tool? Tool means it is a software or it's an application. Tool means it is an software. So what is Selenium? Selenium is an open source web application test automation tool. Open source means we can see, download and customize it. Web application means any application that we can launch or opens via browser. Test automation means what? We are testing an application automatically. Means we are testing via a tool, everything. We don't use any manual interventions. That is called as test automation. Tool means it is a software. Clear? Everybody understood the definition? Okay. Make a heading, introduction to automation. Sorry, make a heading, introduction to Selenium, and please make a note. Make a heading, introduction to Selenium, and please make a note. Make a note. Make a note. Start writing a note in a notebook. of selenium or why selenium? Tell me.
It is an open source application.
Okay. Next, what else?
Ma'am, no need to
And
purchase
customized, ma'am.
Okay.
Use
Keep
multiple
telling. That's
languages
fine.
like in Java.
Next question is why selenium or advantages of selenium? Why selenium or advantages of selenium? Okay, so let's discuss in detail. First thing, the first point why we are learning selenium, because it is a free tool. It's a free. Okay, so what do you mean by free? Free means what? Free means we don't need to purchase a license. We don't need to purchase the license. License. Okay, so don't need to purchase a license for it. It's a free of cost. Okay, so don't need to purchase the license. Don't need to purchase the license. So since we are not purchasing the license, there is one advantage for me. Okay, since I'm not purchasing the license, there is one more advantage for me. What is that? The cost of the project. The cost of the project is reduced. Is reduced. Are you understanding? So, what is an advantage for me? The cost of my project will be reduced. That is an advantage for me. Okay. Next comes to what? Open source. Next comes to what? Open source. Second point. It's an open source tool. Now let's understand what's the meaning of open source. Neatly understand. Neatly understand. So, what's an open source tool? As I told you, we can download it. We can download it. That I'll be showing it to you on Monday. Okay, we can download it. Okay, next we can customize it. We can customize it, and also we can modify it. We can modify it. We can download it, we can customize it, and we can modify it. Okay. Now, what is an advantage for us? What is an advantage for us? Advantages, advantages, customization cost is reduced. Customization cost is reduced. Now the question is, what do you mean by customization? Customization means what? Let's try to understand. Now, as I told you, Selenium supports what type of application, guys? As I told you in the definition, Selenium supports what type of application? Only web application. It supports what? Only web application. Correct, right? Now, when I consider Excel, Excel is what type of application? Excel is what type of application? It's a standalone or desktop application. Correct? Everybody agrees? It's a standalone or desktop application. Now tell me, is it possible to read the data from Excel sheet? Is it possible to read the data from Excel sheet? Is it possible to read the data from Excel sheet? No, it's not at all possible to read the data from the Excel sheet. It's not possible to read the data from Excel sheet. Correct, right? No, but I need to store and I need to read it. But I need to store it. I want to read it. Now, what I will do, I will make use of the third party tool. What I will do, I will make use of the third party tool. Okay. So when I'm integrating a third party tool with Selenium, see what am I doing? I'm integrating the third party tool with Selenium. So Selenium will tell, please please integrate. Okay. So don't need to pay, no pay. So customization is easy. Are you understanding? So like this in Selenium, I'm going to integrate so many tools. Okay, like this I'm going to integrate so many tools. Okay, so don't need to pay for it. All are what? Free of cost. All are what? Free of cost. Are you understanding? Are you understanding? All are what? Free of cost. So what do you mean by the word called customization? Customization means what? Customization means integrating Selenium with third party tool. Third party, okay, integrating Selenium with third party tool is called as what? Oh, customization. That's the meaning of the word called customization. Are you understanding what do you mean by customization? Integrating Selenium with third party tool is called as customization. So everybody's clear. What do you mean by free, open source? Everybody's clear. Super. Next, let's see. Next advantage. Next, look at my screen. It is a platform independent. What it is? It is a platform independent tool. It's a platform independent. What is the meaning of platform independent? Let's try to understand in detail. What's the meaning of platform independent means? We can install Selenium on any operating system. Any operating system. So, no need to purchase, purchase the license for operating system. Operating system. So, we can test the application on any platform. Any platform. So, by this, what is an advantage for us? What is an advantage for us by this? Is it easy for us to perform? Easy to perform. System compatibility testing. System compatibility testing. Did you guys understood? Did you guys understood? So what is platform independent? So we can install the Selenium. Okay. So we can install the Selenium on any operating system, whether it can be Mac, whether it can be Windows, any version of Windows, you can install it. Okay. Some of the versions of your operating system are the paid one. Correct? Some of your operating system are what? Paid version. Yes or no? So don't need. We can also install it. We can install Selenium on any operating system. So don't need to purchase a license. Okay. So we can test the application on any platform. So it is easy to perform system compatibility testing. Clear? Clear? Everyone is clear? Clear? Okay. Next point. Next point. Okay, next. It supports it supports multiple programming language. It supports multiple programming languages. Okay, Selenium supports multiple programming languages. All the programming language you name, it supports all the programming language. Now look at my screen. It supports Java, Python, Python, Haskell, Objective C, JavaScript, R, okay, dot, TCL, okay, PHP, Ruby, etc., etc., etc. It does not support C plus plus. R is a language name. It does not stand for anything. R is a language name. That's all. It doesn't have any full form. It's just a language. R is a language name. Okay. So these are the multiple programming languages it is going to support. Okay. Are you understanding? So out of this, which are the programming language you are learning? Using what you are automating? Which is the programming language you are automating? Java. Using what programming language? You are going to use Java as the programming language. Okay, so it supports multiple programming language. Any one programming language, if you know also, you can automate by this. Okay, so we are going to use what? Java as a programming language in order to automate the entire Selenium. Everyone understood? Okay, next. Supports it supports multiple browsers. It supports what? Multiple browsers. Okay, all the browser it is supporting. So what are those? It supports Chrome. It supports Firefox. It supports Internet Explorer, Edge, Opera, Safari. Next. It supports even the phones. It supports iPad. It supports what is the default browser in your Android device? What's the default browser in your Android device? Which one? Chrome. Chrome. Which is your default browser in your iPhone? Safari. It also supports the browsers in your mobile phones. It also supports the browsers in your mobile phones. Everybody is clear? Okay. Please start writing the advantages. Start writing. Understand every point and make a note. Understand every point and make a note. Start writing, everyone. Yes, this is for everyone. This is not newcomers, old comers, nothing. This is a new concept. Everybody, please write it down. Okay. Okay.
brain
Next.
resources,
Okay.
We need to update the browsers.
Okay. Stop it. Listen here. What are the drawbacks of selenium? Let me explain one by one. First thing, a person should know any one programming language, correct? Without knowing a programming language, you cannot automate. Okay. So, programming languages are required. Yes or no? Everybody agrees? Programming knowledge is required. At least any one programming language, that is Java, Python, any one programming language is required. Correct? Everybody agrees? Everybody agrees? Programming language is mandatory. Next, it supports, it supports only web application. It supports what? Only web application. It does not support what? Standalone, okay, or other application, okay, window based application. No, it supports only what? Web application. That's again a drawback. Next, audio video, audio video related test cases we cannot automate. We cannot automate audio video related test cases. We cannot automate. Okay, gaming related application. Okay, gaming related applications cannot be automated. Next, using selenium. Next, images cannot be automated using seleniums. Usually images you can automate using a tool called sqle, okay, but using selenium it is not possible. Images cannot be automated. We cannot automate barcode. We cannot automate otp, that is one time password. Next, we cannot automate captcha. Okay, we cannot automate what is this? What is this? Barcode, OTP, captcha. Then this one. What is this? Face recognizations. Face recognizations. You cannot automate this. Face recognizations. Next, what else? Fingerprints. Fingerprints. You cannot automate fingerprints. Okay. Next, fingerprints, thumbprints, all are same. Okay. You cannot automate. I am not a robot. I am not a robot. Next, you cannot automate QR codes. QR codes. You cannot automate. Okay. All these things you cannot automate using what? Selenium. You cannot automate yours using selenium. Okay. So to automate your selenium, any one programming knowledge is required. It is mandatory. It supports only web application, does not supports any other application, your desktop application, okay, or other application it does not supports. Okay, audio video related test cases, gaming games you cannot automate using selenium. Images you cannot automate using selenium. Barcode, qtp, captcha, face recognition, fingerprints, I am not robot, QR codes, all these things you cannot automate using selenium. Understood? What are the drawbacks of selenium? Everyone understood? What are the drawbacks of selenium? Yes, please make a note. Start writing. Start writing. Finished? Everybody understood? Done? Okay. Next, we have components or flavors of selenium. Okay, look at my screen. Everyone, look at my screen. Stop writing whatever you're doing. Next, we have what? Components or flavors of selenium. Components or flavors of selenium. Okay, now look here. Guys, when they introduced selenium to the market, right, they came up with a concept called as selenium core. This was a first version, okay, or a flavor what introduced selenium core, okay. But this got failed into the market when they introduced this, right? This got failed in the market because of some drawback. It got failed. Next, after some days, they introduced a one more version, that is Selenium IDE, that stands for Integrated Development Environment. Development Environment. Okay, after some few days. Okay, so after some few days, what happened? They introduced Selenium IDE, which stands for what? Integrated Development Environment. They started. Okay, but this was like a record and replay tool. How this tool was doing? It was a record and replay tool. So click on record button, whatever actions you do, it will record and it will give you the uh, output. Okay, it's record and replay tool, something like a recorder. It was only supporting for Chrome and Firefox. It was not supporting any other browsers. Okay, and verification you were not able to do. It has lot of drawbacks. So what they did, they stopped using this Selenium IDE. They stopped using Selenium IDE. Later, after some time, Selenium. Okay, so what happened? They stopped using. Then later, sometime they came with Selenium RC, which stands for remote control. Now, this also added some drawback. What is a drawback? It was only supporting the application which is developed using a language called Java, a JavaScript. Okay, so if you have applications will be there, no, Flipkart, Amazon, all this application. So every application will be developed using unknown programming language. Yes or no? For example, if you consider Flipkart, let's assume it is developed using a language called as uh, Java. Okay, Mintra, let's assume it is developed using Python. So one languages are developed using one programming languages. Correct, right? So this was supporting only the applications developed using JavaScript. So again, this also failed in the market. So what happened? Whenever any version came into a picture, there was lot of drawback. Now, what the Selenium people, they took a long period of time. They took a long period of time and they came up with a solution called as Selenium WebDriver. They came up with a solution called as what? Selenium WebDriver, which was founded in the year 2008 by the person called as Jason. Okay, by the person called as Jason. He is a person in the what is this year 2008. He introduced this Selenium WebDriver. So throughout, and you guys would have heard say WebDriver, people talking the word called WebDriver, and you would have heard about it. Yes or no? Yes, many of you heard about it. So Selenium is a tool name. Selenium WebDriver is a component name. Are you understanding? Selenium is a tool name. Selenium WebDriver is the component name. Are you understanding? Are you understanding? Okay. Next we have APM. This is a flavor of Selenium. This is a tool which is used for mobile applications. Means applications which is present in your mobile. It is used to automate both your Android and iOS, both your Android and iOS devices. To automate that, we use a tool called APM. Next, we have a tool called Selendroid. We have a tool called Selendroid. This is an application which is used to automate only the application present in your Android phones, not iOS, only Android phones. Next we have Venium. Venium. This is a tool which is used to automate only the window-based applications. Okay. So do you remember old Nokia phones? Have you seen which are window-based applications? So in order to automate the applications which is present in the windows, for that we use this Venium. Next, we have selenium grade. Okay, to perform compatibility testing, to perform compatibility testing, we use this selenium grade. Okay, to perform what? Compatibility testing, we use this selenium grade. Understood? Understood? So these are the different flavors of selenium which is available in the market. So out of this, we are going to study in detail about what? Selenium WebDriver. This is the flavor which we are going to study throughout your selenium classes. Okay, this is a flavor which we are going to study throughout your selenium classes, selenium WebDriver. Okay, please make a note of the different flavors which is available. Start writing. Start writing. And 1 minute, one announcement.